Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Kieran. I'm going to be doing a twin flame reading for today, which is September 11th, 9/11. And until, I don't know, next Wednesday. All right? Basically a week, okay? So today is going to be for the Divine Masculines and the Feminines. Basically looking at the just a weekly update for you guys, looking at the energy of both parties, the headspace, the heart space, and then the outcome, potential outcome for you guys. Okay, so let's get started. I just got back from the gym, so I don't. I'm a little out of breath and sweaty, and my voice hurts. I don't know why. I think it's because I forgot to breathe when I was doing exercises. So there's a fun tip for you guys at home. Next time you're doing exercises, breathe. Which is actually good advice in life, really. But you don't need me to tell you that. So, let us get started. Again, I'm going to be using two different decks. This dragon deck over here. And then this crow deck with a bunch of crows. And then maybe one day I can get like a unicorn deck and like a toad deck, and really I can just complete this the decks of weird, useless creatures. So, let us get started. Alright, so I'm going to be looking at the Divine Masculine first. Basically, just looking at what kind of energy they've got going on during this week. Okay? Sweet. And as always, guys, two things. One, thank you so much for subscribing and commenting and disliking, if that's what you do. Thank you for that too. That's always fun. And then the secondly, if you're ever interested in any prices or anything like that, they are going to be in the description box, right? The link to my site, which I need to get back on. I used to make blog posts on that site, and I would like to do it again, but I need a new laptop. One step at a time, right? All right, guys, so we're going to look at the energy. Let's get this started. All right, so dear Spirit, what is the energy of the masculines during this time? What is the energy of the Divine Masculines? So we'll take a look. So, firstly, we have the Nine of Wands. Okay, now the Nine of Wands is indicative of almost completing a cycle in one way, because you are reaching that 10, right? And this is the month of September. So this, even to me, is really saying what they're going through right now in this month. And the Nine of Wands is about responsibilities and burdens. It's about being close to finishing something, because this crow is, for whatever reason, putting up those wands, right? And it's just picking up the last one. So it's really about completing something, right? Completing a cycle. So energetically, during this time, it's a very it's a heavy energy for work, right? For putting in effort, for really getting close to something that you wish to achieve, right? Because the Ten of Wands is really about being is taking all of those wands that you've gathered and really bringing them somewhere. So it's about that kind of overworking responsibility. And the Nine of Wands is just before that, where you're really getting ready to complete your set of things, your wands or whatever, and carry them with you to the next place, right? So they're nearing the end of a cycle. Also, at this time they could be feeling like there's some responsibilities that they have to accomplish, right, before they can move forward. And so that's just the type of energy they're in right off the bat. So it's not a negative energy to be in. It's just using their energy wisely, right? Putting in effort, because after that we have the Death card, right? The Major Arcana Death. So you can see this this bird here transforming from, or rising, so to speak, from this other bird, right? And so the metaphor here, obviously, is about transformation. And so what the Divine Masculines are going through is their own transformation, right? The Knight of Wands is like this responsibility and these things that are, again, completing this cycle. And the Death would be the end of a cycle, a complete end of a cycle. So again, there is a heaviness about this reading so far, where the masculines are ending cycles, really preparing themselves to transform. The Death would indicate to me a type of spiritual transformation, really preparing themselves for something. So I feel like there's an energy where the things around them are dying off in order for them to really move forward and move on towards their divine feminines, right? Because after that we have the Ace of Wands. Okay, now the Ace of Wands is also a phallic symbol, And if you're not sure what the word phallic means, it's about it's about dicks and stuff, right? The world is really just everything in the world is shaped like dick and balls, and that's just that's the society we live in. But as the Ace of Wands is concerned, it does indicate a type of sexual passion renewal, but also Ace of Wands is about a new beginning, really in this a passionate new beginning, really feeling the vigor and having the courage and determination and the energy to really move forward and take life, going along with the metaphor here, take life by the balls and really just keep going. So Ace of Wands is very auspicious for new beginnings. You can see there's a cityscape in the background. Judging by the harsh darkness, I'm guessing that it's Detroit, but it could be any other city in the East Coast for all I know. But anyway, the idea here is that there's a skyline in the background ready to conquer the world. That's the Ace of Wands. So it's like they're going through this death situation, which leads them to this Ace of Wands energy, right? So again, they're closing out cycles, finishing touches, right? Putting on the finishing touches to these things. That's what this card is. And the Death card, transforming in order for that new beginning. So let me keep going, get 2 more cards, but that's very good so far, if you can ignore the fact that that crow is dead. But death is, in tarot, is not literal. I mean, it could be, but I don't think your Divine Masculines are dying. They probably still have to torment you for another couple years first. So afterwards, we have the Knight of Swords. Okay? Now this would be an energy of communication, stress, and truth coming in very, very quickly. You can see how fast this horse is actually traveling. The crow isn't even on its back, and you can see that sword in the background with what looks to be a hummingbird. Now, I don't know the symbolism of a hummingbird. I could look it up, but my phone isn't in front of me, and I don't feel like turning around to get it. So you guys will have to look that up. But Knight of Swords is about truth and fast communication, really just coming in and getting it out of the way. So I can tell you that the energy they're going to be in is this type of fast moving energy where they started again. Because they're in this new energy with the Ace of Wands, they now feel that they can communicate. They now feel that they come forward, charge in, do what they need to do, and get it over with, right? So again, paces are picking up, right? It's like they're ending cycles, so this new cycle can begin, and it's all this new type of energy, right? And that's why they have to die. Or their situations have to die, so to speak, in order for them to really come forward and be renewed within themselves, okay? Because Divine Masculines are not going to be able to commit to their Divine Feminines until they commit to themselves. And a lot of them might be struggling with that, but again, this is about transformation. So in any way, in any kind of circumstance, your Divine Masculine at this time is transforming in some way, right? Or is about to be. And then we'll get one more card. What else can you tell me about the Divine Masculine's energy, dear Spirit? This card fell to the ground. Oh, God. Okay, so. Okay. Am I picking this card? I guess I am picking this card. This is the Eight of Swords. Okay? 8 of Swords. So this crow, being blindfolded and covered in some type of scarf from a Louis Vuitton scarf you've covered in there. 8 of Swords has to do with really just feeling trapped, stuck. Okay? But again, it's a mental thing, because this crow could fly away if it knew where to go. But it can't because its eyes are covered, right? But crows are pretty smart. I'm sure he'll figure it out. Anyway, 8 of Swords would be an energy of feeling trapped and stuck and not knowing what to do. And so really when you have that next to the Knight of Swords, it's almost like, I think they're closely related. Because the Divine Masculine is going to be in this new energy where they want to come forward. Not just with you guys, but they want to be in this energy, right? They want to be in this Knight of Swords energy. And so I feel like they're going to be in this energy, which has to do with the 8 of Swords energy. They want to get out of that, right? They don't want to be stuck anymore. And I feel like a lot of them are stuck, and a lot of them aren't seeing things clearly. I'm going to get one more card, because I really kind of want to find out what that 8 of Swords is about. Because I feel like there is things in their life that are making them stuck, and I feel like that's why you have a Knight of Swords, is because they don't want to be stuck any longer. Missing information, right? They don't want to be missing information. And I feel like a lot of them are. Afterwards, you have the Three of Wands, which is about waiting for your ships to come in, which is basically about the success that's due to you is coming. It's very, very close. An example of this would be, a real-life example would be, going to a strip club and knowing that a stripper is going to approach you. All right, so there's that example for you. Okay. I wonder if any of you have been to a strip club. I know most of you are women, but if you never have, I'll save you the trouble, and I'll tell you that it's an awful experience for everybody involved. Really, terrible, terrible things. But they make good money. So anyway, so Death, Ace of Wands, Knight of Swords, Eight of Swords, and then the Three of Wands. Okay. So there's 3 Wand cards going on here, 1 Major Arcana, and 2 Swords cards. Okay. So the Wands is about that energy, okay, that passion, the creativity. The Death is the transformation, okay, the underlying, really the biggest energy here. And the Swords is about mental capacity, ability to think clearly and rationally, okay. So again, ending out cycles. These Divine Masculines are ending out cycles because they want this new beginning. They're going to be revitalized and have more passion. They're going to be ending things that, ending a feeling of being trapped, okay, and that they're actually very close to really their own success and really close towards you guys, okay, closer than you guys would think. Now I know that if you're stuck in a type of energy or with a certain mindset, then close to you might be 2 days, 2 weeks, okay, but close in the reality or the grand scheme of things might be 3 or 4 months, okay, which is still very close, all things considered, okay. And always keep that in mind, guys. And I've said this so many times, 2020 is a very important year. And right now we're in this very important energy where it's the energy available to you from 9/9 to basically 9/20 or 9/19, which is my birthday, by the way. You can't, it's a letting go type of energy. There's an energy right now where any toxicities are and cycles are closing. And the Divine Masculines, as you can see, are in that. They're in that energy. They're feeling it, okay? So I don't want to say have patience with them, but because you can't really help it, but have patience with yourself would be better advice, honestly. Because the Three of Wands is, again, waiting for something. But success is coming. It's an action card. It's really about action and adventure. Three of Wands, it's about like getting ready to go on a flight and you've got everything packed and ready to go. Okay? Actually, a better example than the strip club. But the same type of feeling. You go into a strip club, and really you expect a stripper to come towards you. I think, I think if you go into a strip club and nobody comes towards you, then you're probably extremely ugly. So if that's ever happened to you, then I guess remove the mirrors from your house. All right, so let's get started with the Divine Feminines. That'll be now. Okay, so got that. Get those cards up there. All right, so dear Spirit, what is the energy for the Divine Feminines at this time? What is the energy for the Divine Feminines? All right, so you guys have the Tower. So there might be some things in your life right now that are crumbling down. Basically just structures that have been built that you no longer need, okay? You can see the crows, okay, this clock tower. And I like the fact that it's honestly a clock tower, because if there's one thing that most Divine Feminines and most people don't have right, I shouldn't say the Divine Feminines, it's a human condition thing. It's the concept of time, right? Especially Twin Flames, because time is almost sped up, and it becomes very unbearable to wait for someone, right? Your Twin Flame, right? How much time have you been waiting? But time is an illusion, right? So I just like that it's a clock tower, honestly, because it's almost like really just the lightning coming from the sky is shaking the foundations of what we think is true. Okay, so there's a lot of epiphanies happening during this time, a lot of structures falling down, a lot of things in your face that you might have to deal with at this time. It could be smaller scale. It could be larger, okay? Again, just things ending, and it's not really necessarily negative. It's just about change. It's ultimately about change, and a lot of you guys are changing during this time. There's an energy around you of a prevailing change that you can't ignore. It's a major arcana. It's an energy. It's there. You're changing, and it's best to just accept it. Really, is what's happening with you guys. So this could be numerous things. Changing your diet. That's something that I'm doing. I did Kambo the other day, and that was kind of like a tower moment because it's a frog poison. I don't know if you know what it is, but briefly, it's just a frog poison that you burn into your skin, okay, and then it makes you have a freak out or whatever, and shit like that. But basically, the idea is to purify yourself, and really what it did for me was I could see the areas of my life that were so not resonating with me, like very, very clearly. Though I always knew that, like, for example, the place that I'm living in, where I'm doing these readings, it's not conductive or conducive. It's not conducive to my own happiness and well-being and energy. It doesn't match, and I already knew that. But after Kambo, it's so obvious. Like, it's almost, I can feel the energy. It's palpable. Like, I'll go somewhere and get all this stuff done, and then I come back here and I'm like, I feel sick. It's like I feel like I can't get anything done. I come back here and there's a depressing energy. But when I'm out, it's like I can do whatever I want. And that's the dissonance of it all. And that's just the tower moment for me, okay? Could be numerous little things for the rest of you guys, okay? It could be the same thing in a different way. But ultimately, you guys are probably experiencing some type of tower moments as well, okay? Some type of change. So after we have the Strength card, okay? The Infinity symbol, which is also a symbol for you, Twin Flames. But really, it's this crow sitting on this lion head right here. Is really indicating the ability to tame the beast within. This is an energy of strength. This is basically, there's an energy going on right now, which is giving you guys an ability to move forward, right? You guys might have been in the past have gone through so much that you really doubted your ability to ever continue. And yet you're still here, right? You guys have persisted, like herpes. It just won't go away. And that's what you guys really, what this card is speaking to, is strength, is this ability to keep going, to have the perseverance and the strength, of course, to reach your goals and to move through this energy and to keep going. The Strength card is also about believing in yourself and using your own inner power and your own inner strength to move forward rather than relying on other sources to do that for you. Okay, so a lot of you guys are actually going or about to be, if not already, having this great depth of strength available to you that pushes you guys forward, because ultimately when you do have change in tower moments, it does break down barriers towards your own self, and you do realize that you have quite a lot of reserve of strength inside of you. And true strength, okay? Not impotence or fake confidence, which is the same thing really. It's a deep calming inner strength. Real strength is, is a calming, tamed energy that you're able to carry forward, right? And you guys might be feeling that right now. I feel like that as well. I feel very determined to keep going despite all of the things that I've been through in my life. I've been through quite a lot. I stepped on Legos before, really a traumatic childhood. So the strength is there, right? And it's available to all you guys. So let's keep going. No matter what's happened to you, you guys are still going to be able to keep going. Which is very good. I think so, anyway. So, after we have I want to say the Seven of Cups. I have to count, though. Do I? I could probably just read it. I think it's a 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, it's a 9. See, this is why I count. Anyway. This is the Nine of Cups, guys. I always forget that there's a thing up there. I could get that into it. Anyway, the Nine of Cups is about being fulfilled, wish fulfillments. Okay, you can see that these cups are filled with, I guess, fruit, berries, apples. There's a flower down there. I think there's a dead fish. Very, very appealing. But the Nine of Cups is about having your wishes fulfilled, being emotionally content, and really. It also is it has a lot to do with self-love as well. about having a lot of reserves of love within you. So I feel like there's going to be some energy that's really going to put you guys more into a self-love type of state, but it's also going to make you feel very grateful for what you do have. And you guys are going to be feeling more loving, more energized, and really just feeling more emotionally secure. So if you guys have been worrying about feeling emotionally unstable, or you've just all these things have been purging, don't worry about that, because that's the Tower again, and where that's leading to is the strength in this Nine of Cups. So really you guys are going to be feeling more at home with yourself, because it is reaching for that Ten of Cups. And I always think the Nine of Cups is like that last step of self-love, right, where you really appreciate everything, and you're full, and you're getting that wish fulfillment, and you're really granting it for yourself. And then the Ten of Cups is like that reward, the emotional reward, which could be, usually I think would be with the other person, right? So we then have the this is interesting. We then have the, or what the fuck is this? I'm trying to read it upside down, I guess. The Seven of Swords. I think it's the Seven. It's either the 7 or the 6. What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. 6 of Swords. The 6 of Swords is about moving on. Moving on to calmer waters. It's a way of mentally feeling better, okay? The 8 of Cups, for instance, would be emotionally clearing yourself. The 6 of Swords is really about a mental energy, and it is underneath the Knight of Swords for them, okay? For the masculines, I mean. So your energy is mirroring a little bit. But yeah, the 6 of Swords is really about thinking more clearly, and really just getting rid of any stress and things that have gotten in your way, okay? Because after we have the Fool, so it's like you guys are heading away from something, away from negativity towards positivity, and what you're really heading towards is this new beginning, this new adventure for you guys, okay? So there is this youthfulness to you guys coming. It's going to be available to you quite soon if you're not feeling it already. And the Fool is just ready to take that adventure, ready to take that leap of faith. So again, it's you guys are, again, beginning your own cycle. The Divine Masculines are catching up to you guys. And you guys are just really getting ready to begin again, right? Like, you guys have been in this period of, you guys have ended a lot of things, and you guys are really starting a lot of new stuff that you guys have already started over the past couple months. Your seeds are starting to blossom, okay? And after the final card, we have the Moon, okay, which is about illusions and not seeing things clearly or for what they are, and you using your intuition to have to navigate. The Moon card to me is always like when if you've ever walked anywhere at night, tried to make your way through, I don't know, in the woods or wherever you were in a city, I have no idea. One time I was in Tijuana for specific reasons, but I was there and I got lost, and so what happened was I had to find my way back to whatever the main street was. I don't know. And I was nighttime, and basically I didn't speak any Spanish. I'm super white, as you can tell from my skin, and I was just pretty goddamn scared. But what I had to do was I literally just had to use my intuition to navigate through the fucking dark city streets of Tijuana, and I found my way back to the main street. So that's kind of what I mean when I see the Moon card, right? So there is going to be this energy where you guys are going to be having to use your intuition, but it also, to me, is saying that your intuition is going to be quite heightened during this time, because there is going to be some obstacles, illusions, things you're going to have to navigate through, and you're going to have the ability to do that. Okay? So that's the energy for both parties. I hope that helped. I'm going to be going into the headspace of the masculines now, but first I'm going to move these cards up. So, assuming you guys are all done with them, I mean, you guys are going to have to be, so. Alright. So, I'm going to be using this dragon deck now, and we'll find out what the masculine's headspace is like. So, dear spirit, what are the masculines' headspace? What are they thinking about the divine feminines and the relationship at this time? Okay, so first you have the Two of Pentacles. So this is good in the sense that it's that union. There is two of you guys, but it is about feeling imbalanced and unsure and uncertain. So they are juggling at this time. Juggling how they feel about you. Juggling they're not really sure about you at this time. And this could be smaller in ways. This could be about being. This could be about not being unsure how to really handle things. Okay, like if you're with your twin flame or you're talking to them or something, it's more of a. It's not really negative. It's just more about how do I do this? How do I do that? How much am I comfortable with doing? There's an uncertainty about them in the relationship. Okay, they just might not be feeling too comfortable right now at this time. What else can you tell me about their headspace? Okay, you do have the Five of Cups, which is about loss. Okay, now in this version, the dragon is lighting up cups that are upright, so I read it like that. But traditionally, the Five of Cups does mean about focusing on loss rather than the hope. But in this case, the losses are already on the ground, spilled over. And this dragon isn't worried about the spilled milk. It's lighting up the cups that it can control. So I feel like in regards to this relationship, I feel like it's not a lot of love that they're putting into it. Right? So thinking about it, I think that there is some... Right? It's like they're uncertain about the losses that have occurred. And yet at the same time, there's this type of element of hope of filling up what they can control. So it's like they feel that you guys are... I think that they feel you guys are also a little bit independent. And they're also thinking about some of the things that have occurred between you guys. Like the spilt milk, for instance, uncertainty. And that could be what's causing them the uncertainty, right? It's very hard to, let's say, forgive yourself and move on and to be a better individual, or to focus on the relationship in a more healthy, stable way if you're still looking at the past and the things that have occurred, regardless of whose fault it is. So there is that element going on. Okay. However, we do have the Lovers. So a great indication of the twin flame relationship, but also it does speak to choices and having to really decide what to do about the relationship. So I do feel that they not only think of you as their twin flame, but they also think that they have to make a choice about you. Right? Again, this would be about that commitment, the final commitment, the ability to love, to open up, to take that chance, to risk. Is it worth it? Right? So they're thinking about the relationship really, and thinking about what to do with it again, and they feel that they have to make a choice, right? Because in their energy, they did have that Knight of Swords, so they feel they have to make a choice. And look at it again, we have the Ace of Wands again. Okay, so you had the Ace of Wands in their energy, and now it's in their mental space. So again, the Ace of Wands, speaking to new beginning, new enterprises, new creative passions, feeling more energized, which would affect sexually, of course. So having vigor again, right? So I feel like there's this new beginning that is in the way that they think they want this new beginning with you guys, and I feel like in regards to this twin flame relationship, it's the thing that gives them the Ace of Wands energy. And it's really up to them to come to that understanding, because of what doesn't work doesn't make them feel that way. Okay, the twin flame, i.e. you guys, give them that energy, that sense of purpose and passion that makes life worth living, right? But the Two of Pentacles and the Five of Cups is really this uncertain energy about loss and stuff, so they're just living in the past a little bit, and that's again why they're transforming during this time when you had that Death card for them, okay? But they are thinking about you guys, they are thinking very heavily, and they do think about you guys as the thing that gives them passion, and I think they do want a new beginning with you guys. Travel, sex, okay, whatever it is, they're thinking about you guys a lot. So let me get a headspace for the feminines. So what are the feminines thinking about their masculines? Dear Spirit, what are the feminines thinking about their masculines? How do the feminines think about their masculines at this time? So you have the Two of Cups, and it's interesting, it comes right underneath the Two of Pentacles, right? The Two of Pentacles is still a card about two, a union, right? This is the Two of Cups, which is about that partnership. So while they're feeling a little bit uncertain and juggling things in their life, you guys are very, very sure that that's, who you want or who you would like to be with, right? So you guys are feeling that you guys want this relationship, you want this partnership, this friendship, this stable, committed offer. You guys want them to do that. And it's no coincidence that for them they have a Two of Pentacles, which is having to juggle an uncertainty, where you guys are more secure in your emotions and, are like, I would just like you. So would you guys mind coming forward? That'd be great. So you guys are still thinking about them as a, potential partner. Okay, here for you guys, you're having the Strength card again. Okay, which was an energy available to you guys. So I can't make this shit up. Like, this is honestly pretty incredible. But I'm not easily amazed. So I just keep on going. But if I were to take a second and pause this, it's actually quite incredible energy going on. But moving forward, this is the Strength card. Again, this is about having that determination, taming the beast, going forward with grace and calmness. So I feel like, again, in regards to the way that you're thinking about them, it's taken you a lot of strength to get to this point. You might even admire them for how much they've done, but really it's about the relationship in general. And you guys are just feeling that it's created it's made you stronger. Okay, the partnership with your Divine Masculine has made you a stronger individual. And you guys know that and sense it. And I think some of you are wondering if they feel the same and if they could quite possibly be a little bit more stronger themselves. Right? Because if they are with somebody else or in another situation or just separate from you, I think that a lot of you guys are wanting them to be a little bit more stronger in their own morals, in their own determination, and their own their own code, their own being, right? You guys want them to make the proper accommodations, right? Because you do have the Three of Cups, so it's like the Two of Cups, Three of Cups, right? Underneath the Lovers for them. So again, you're thinking about the relationship as a way that is an emotional fulfillment. You guys are thinking about them, a celebration. I feel like you guys do you guys just want them back? You want to celebrate with them? You want some type of good news to happen, right? You guys are praying and trying to manifest this relationship again under that Twin Flame card there. And then finally you have the Hermit card, so another major arcana, which is about introspection. And it is Virgo season, which really is all about going within, spending time in nature, learning, becoming more wise, just spending some time with yourself, right? So that's the energy that you guys might be in, or how you're thinking, I should say, not energy, about your Twin Flame at this time. And so with this, it's just like, you guys, it's a separation. You guys still feel the separation, and you guys are still feeling like there's work to be done, and that, how much longer, and I feel alone. So there's a period, you could be feeling isolated from them, okay? There is that as well that I do feel. But it's also, right, that separation and that fact that you guys might be feeling like spending some time alone will help you, okay? But I get the sense that you guys are just tired of the separation, I think. Tired of being isolated from your sense of home, from your good news, from your lover, right? And you yourself being the Hermit, wondering how much longer this is going to take, going within yourself to try and find answers that your Divine Masculine can't give you at this time. So we're going to be looking at their heart space now. So I'll look at the Divine Masculine's heart space. This is how they're feeling about you. So, dear Spirit, how are the Divine Masculines feeling towards their Divine Feminines? How are they feeling? So remember, thinking-wise, they're kind of unsure, a little bit focused on the past, but know that they have to make a choice about you, because they do think that you are their Twin Flame, regardless if they're not sure about the label, but they are very aware that you do something to them. So emotionally, you have the Five of Pentacles, so again, another Pentacle card, the first one for them. But being left out in the cold, test of resources. So feeling-wise and emotionally, they definitely feel that they have done you wrong, that they've left you out in the cold. You then have the Page of Swords, which is about contracts, really. Other meanings, of course, would be about feeling, about being sharp-witted, concise, okay? But this is clear-headed, but this in the heart space is really more about, to me, about having a connection to you guys. It's kind of a cool energy. I do feel that in their heart space, that they feel that there is a spiritual contract with you guys, that you guys have unfinished business. They also feel that there is. They also feel that you guys are maybe a little bit intimidating. I do get that sense as well. How else do they feel about their feminines? So you do have the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so the Nine of Pentacles is about feeling secure and home and comfortable. So they do see that you are there. They do feel that they're your home, right? So when they're with you, emotionally, they're feeling home. They're feeling that inside of their heart. So you guys basically are giving them that sense of safety, like really a root chakra, really allowing them to feel comfortable within their own skin and soul, which is a really important thing to have in the heart space, I would think. And then we have the Nine of Cups, okay? And the Nine of Cups, though this came out with you guys, right? This is about that wish fulfillment and that self-love and that deep emotional availability, right? Because this dragon is swimming in the water, right? It's very, very deep, and water represents emotions. So it is getting very, very close to this light here, this epiphany, this self-love, this wish, okay? It's like a star underneath the ocean there that this dragon's heading towards. So it's about to complete and find its wish. So you are their wish fulfillment, and you are their home, and they feel connected to you, but they know that they've left you out in the cold. They know that there's been separation, okay? And that's why I think you also have that sword card there, because swords represents thinking, right? And so there is that element to them where they feel connected to you, but also, how do I, how can I make this right? Because the Five of Pentacles is about being left out in the cold, being in that separation. Whatever they did to you, chose somebody else, ignored you, all that stuff stayed with them. Because the more that you grow, the more you intimidate them, and the more that they don't say anything, the more that they let you get away, really, and that makes it harder. Okay, so let's get started with finding out about your heart space, right? So what is the Divine Feminine's feeling towards their masculines? So you have the Queen of Swords. So I think that a lot of you right now are very much in your head. And I don't mean that in a negative way, like you're stuck in your head. I mean that you guys are leading with your head more than your heart, and you guys are cutting away all the bullshit. So you guys are very, let's say, stern, right, with your Divine Masculines at this time, and your heart space, feeling that the best course of action is to protect yourself and your own interests at this time. Rather than in the past where you might have let all your emotions spill over, you are very much more in control of your emotions at this time. Very intuitive, right? Yeah, look at this. You have the Ace of Swords, okay? This is about a new way of thinking. So again, you guys might be seeing them in a new light. Might have had some epiphanies about them. If you haven't yet, you will soon. Basically, this is about a clarity and a new beginning and a way of thinking and navigating through the world. So again, you guys are feeling that what's best for you is not what's happened to them. Or what's best for you is at this time much different than what you thought was best for you at a different time. And what I mean by that is that, let's say 6 months ago you were spilling over them, letting them walk all over you. And now inside of your heart space, you're feeling more reserved and more cool and collected. Okay, and they might even see you this way, because the Page of Swords is somebody who is kind of cool and collected. And the page just happens to be a woman here. And then you have the Devil in reversed, okay, which indicates that you guys, the chains, it's basically like the Devil upright would be about codependency and having it reversed is saying that the codependency isn't really there anymore. It's getting less and less and less. Okay, so if you still feel like some attachments, they're going away quite quickly. Okay, and that you guys are feeling the effects of that. And just as a quick aside, guys, when you do feel that way, don't take that as a negative sign. Like a lot of people stop their own healing when they stop feeling their twin. But really, you know, what you're feeling is your own attachment to your twin. You're not really feeling your twin because your twin is always there with you. So if you have this attachment to them, you know, you go like a week and you know, I'm doing so good, and then you can't feel them, so you get worried, and then you hold on to them, like holding onto their shirt. You don't need to do that. And I think that you guys are getting less and less like that, and that's why you have the devil in reversed, okay? But don't be worried if you don't feel your twin flame, because that's a good thing. Because they're always with you. They're always connected with you. All you're not feeling anymore is attachment. So think about it like that. Hopefully that will help. And then at the end, to match up with the Nine of Cups, you have the the Knight of Cups. And the Knight of Cups is about a proposal, a loving offer, a stable relationship coming forward, a dreamy individual. Okay, so inside of your heart space, again, how you're feeling is you still want them to come forward. I think a lot of you guys have made the decision that it's up to them to come forward to you, up to their own discretion. They need to commit to you. And I do feel that as well with the Knight of Cups for you inside of your heart space is I think you guys are ready for a relationship. Or ready for the relationship with yourself. Whatever it might be, you guys want your divine masculine, but they need to be the ones that come back. Basically, your heart space indicating that you guys are much stronger than you have been in the past, and even much stronger than you guys think that you are now. Okay? So don't beat yourself up too much if you're thinking at this time that you're not ready to move on, or you're not ready to do this or that. You're very ready. The Knight of Cups is saying that you do have a lot of love to give. You have something to offer many people, not just your twin. You have a bountiful and deep reservoir of emotions and qualities that other people would find amazing, and that your divine masculine should, of course, appreciate. Okay? And it does match up with the Nine of Cups. All right, so that's your heart space, both of your guys' heart space. Again, I do feel that they're a little bit intimidated by you at this time because your energy might be very much more powerful than you even think that it is. So let me now get the outcome for you guys, okay? So, switch back to these crows. So, dear Spirit, what is the outcome, potential outcome over the near future for this divine partnership? First card is the King of Swords. Okay, King of Swords standing on the throne there. King of Swords is somebody, confidence, basically. A very confident individual who's very sure about where he's headed. And leads with his, like the Queen of Swords, leads with his head rather than his heart. Makes rational decisions. Okay, is a stirring leader, wise. Okay, very in touch with his intuition as well. But mostly about that confidence, right? So it's basically saying the potential outcome is that there's going to be it's more of a confident way that things are going forward, okay? Because after we have the Ace of Swords, okay, which I already pulled in the heart space for the Divine Feminines, right? So the Ace of Swords is about that new beginning and that way of thinking. It's about, again, like if you could imagine any negativity being cut. So this is basically saying the relationship is going to be headed in a more clear, concise, direct, confident way, a new confident direction, a direction that makes sense. It's going to be a relationship potential that cuts away all of the bullshit, that leads towards a new successful resolution, that leads to a more positive resolution. So again, it's like whatever has happened between you guys, the potential of this outcome here is that the relationship is going to take a new direction, a more positive direction, a direction in which both of you can be confident in. You then have the Page of Pentacles, which is about basically your prosperity improving. You can see this this crow here set this little pentacle on this vine. Crows like shiny shit. And they're really just like Americans, I suppose. All crows are Americans, just like shiny shit. But the Page of Pentacles is about, again, having this sense of having things around you improve. So this is, again, saying that your relationship is going to not only be improved and make both of you more happy, it's also going to be a little bit more stable in regards to your finances as well. And so it's just going to be a little bit more of a committed, a clear type of relationship. You then have the Six of Wands. Okay, now the Six of Wands is about success. Okay, with that wreath, right? It's about completion. I don't even know if that's a wreath. There's a specific word for this because it comes from the days of the Roman Empire, but I forget what it's called. But anyway, for now it's a wreath. But the Six of Wands, again, completing an objective and having a victory. Emotions being declared, relationships. It's a great card all around for everything. For moving, for jobs, for money, for creative projects, for relationships, for emotions, whatever. It is an amazing card to get. It is basically saying that you guys are headed again towards something, towards a goal, towards an objective. It is going to fulfill you. It is going to make you happy. You guys are going to be completing cycles together, having victories. Okay? So, as an outcome, that's very, very good, honestly, all things considered. And then lastly, I have the Ten of Cups, which remember, I got that Nine of Cups. I got it twice in the reading, right? And I was saying that it was leading towards the Ten of Cups. So this is you guys. Okay, both of you guys, if you watch the video, will remember that I think Nine of Cups was in somebody's energy. I already forget. I have no idea what I'm even doing. But it was in one of you guys' energy, and the Nine of Cups, someone else. If I kept the cards, I could look, but I don't have enough deck space right now. Deck space? Deck space. I suppose I don't have enough deck space, considering I don't own a deck. But I meant desk. I don't have enough desk space. So, but the Ten of Cups here, okay? So this is, again, about that family life, that contentment, being happy, right? There's a couple crow couples going on here, having nice times, talking about the weather, whatever it is the crows talk about. I assume they talk about the weather. Everybody's got to be boring. We're all boring, regardless of the species. Everybody's talking about the weather. So, happiness, joy, fulfillment, family life, contentment, having your emotions shared, committed relationship, and love. Okay, so it's a very good potential outcome. I think this was a great reading, honestly, for both of you parties. I think you guys are completing cycles and getting very, very close to an end result. Okay, and I think you guys should keep that in mind. I know it's hard, but this is a very important month. Remember, this is a great time to let anything go. If you're able to focus and set your intentions to let things go, especially during this next 8-9 days, you'll find that you will not have to struggle with this shit in October. Okay? Just very naturally, guys. It doesn't really take a lot of work. Just set an intention and believe that it will happen, and you could wake up one day and not even have to worry about it anymore. It's really that simple. You guys are super powerful, okay? So, I hope that reading helped. Let me know if it did. I hope that was helpful. Okay. Sorry for all the talk about the strip clubs. I was watching HBO earlier, and you know how HBO is. A lot of nudity. So, anyway. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a wonderful Wednesday, and I will see you guys later in the week when I get around to another video. All right. Thanks, guys. See ya. It's not pausing. It's not doing it. I fucked up. Okay, here we go.